Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you. So, first of all, yeah, wait. First of all, thank you all for joining us today for the GenAI 101 with Pieces. This is a special event to learn about generative AI and how it can make us more productive. So, guys, I am Nisal Gunawardhana, and I am happy to be organized these sessions for you here in Sri Lanka. So, today's session will be led by my friend Mr. Ali Mustafa. Hey, Ali.
Hello
Ali,
everyone,
can you
how are
hear
you
me?
folks doing?
I'm fine, fine. So, yeah, Ali is the senior developer advocate at Pieces, and Ali has a lot of knowledge about the AI. And guys, I am sure you will learn a lot from him. So, guys, without further delay, please join in me again welcoming Mr. Ali Mustafa to conduct today's session. So, Ali, over to you.
Thank you so much, Nisal, for the introduction. Hello everyone, I hope you're doing good. It's almost evening, it's a Saturday. I appreciate you folks kind of coming here and attending this workshop. Now, before we get started, I want you all to kind of mention in the chat, your name or where are you from or which college you represent or wherever you study right now, right? Can we kind of see that in the chat? Let's see. I've used you know Microsoft Teams after a very long period of time. So yeah, let's see if you folks can chat. Let me know in the chat. Let's see. Okay, for some reason I'm not able to type in the chat, but I can see a person joining from NIBM. Okay, that's nice. What about others? Come on, folks, let that energy flow into the chat. Let's have everyone. I also get to know you because we are kind of technically meeting virtually. Probably soon. In person as well. Hello, hello. Wow. So I already see so many people. That's super amazing. Why is this Swapnil from Episha? That's nice. Okay. Wow. So I hope a lot of people are from Sri Lanka, obviously, right? And some are also outside Sri Lanka, which is also very nice. Perfect. What a great way of spending your Saturday learning about AI. Something which is so trending right now in these days. Hello, hello. Nice. I see Purana, Fatima, Kevindu, Kavisha. Nice. I see a lot of people. That's super awesome. Perfect. So there's a lot of diversity here in terms of the colleges you all are from, right? A lot of are from Sri Lanka Institute of Technology, but then there are people from other places as well, which is so awesome to see. So yeah, let me go ahead and quickly share my screen and let's get started. By the way, I am from Mumbai, India. If you have ever heard about Mumbai or have ever seen it, that's where I live. But I travel across the country and across the world. Soon we might have something for you in the you know, surprise, probably. But let's keep that a surprise for now. Okay. So let me quickly share my screen and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and that will include my slides and stuff, and then later on, we'll do complete hands-on. So remember, this is a complete hands-on workshop. So I would appreciate you if you folks are joining from laptop. If not, you can complete the workshop later on as well, meaning the hands-on later on as well. But I'll be able to kind of solve your questions and whatnot. If you kind of come in right now and kind of do the practicals with me here. Nice. Okay. So is my screen visible to everyone? Hopefully yes. But give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can see it. Let's see a thumbs up in the chat if you can see my screen. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, reactions are really nice. I can kind of actually see, people kind of reacting, and that's a really good, like feedback loop for me, right? So as I'm getting started and I'm, asking you folks questions and whatnot. Okay. So today we are going to learn about pieces and generative AI. But before we start learning about that, let's get to know more, a little bit about myself. My name is Ali Mustafa. I work as a senior developer advocate at Pieces. Earlier, I used to work at Postman. You might have seen a lot of my workshops around APIs and whatnot. I've served there for almost 4 years, and before that, I used to kind of deliver workshops and sessions all across India and across the world. So that's about me. I also have a TEDx talk. So if you're ever interested or a little demotivated and want some motivation, it's not a motivational talk per se, but it's more, around machine learning and data collection and crowdsourcing. But yeah, you can just Google my name, add a TEDx in front of it, and you will find my TEDx talk. It is also, something which I, used to do early in the day. There's me clicking good amount of photos. I love photos and I love kind of clicking them. uh, Hopefully, we'll be able to click a selfie at the end of the day, with all of you on the screen. Probably. Let's see, because there are like almost 150, 160 people right here. And, it would turn out so good if we were in person. But then we'll click a screenshot probably, right? Okay. So there's no prerequisite for these workshops apart from installation, which we'll go through. But then apart from that, anything else is completely optional. So you don't really need anything to, kind of get started and, kind of join this workshop. So yeah, with that, let me dive deeper into generative AI, artificial intelligence as a whole, and so on. Nice. So number one, what is it for all of you to kind of attend this session? Now, everyone who completes the hands-on exercise gets a chance to win this badge. Now, this badge you will actually see a lot of people sharing about, talking about. It's a certification, and you can download it as a certificate as well and keep it with you. So it's a certification provided by Pisces, but remember, you have to complete the hands-on activity. So stay till the very end so that you can complete the activity, and then you get access to this, badge. Now, we also have some swags in the house. I was talking to Nisal and I was like, hey, I want to keep some swags as well, right? And then here, if you kind of look at it, we have some T-shirts, we have some, stickers, and so on and so forth, right? Which is, obviously kind of, part of the giveaway. But you can participate in the giveaway by kind of doing some actions, right? And you can increase your chances by doing it diligently. So yeah, I'll share about that. But remember that there are some swags to give away, so wait till the very end. Now, if you want to be part of the swag giveaway, then I will highly recommend you that whatever I'm going to teach you next, you're able to go ahead and summarize that, right? So what I want you to do is kind of go ahead and summarize that, and kind of talk about it, share it on LinkedIn or Twitter, any one of the platforms. Use this hashtag and kind of go ahead and share it. We also have a document prepared for you, so that way it will be easier for you to kind of go ahead and do everything. So I guess, Nisal, can you share that document in the chat, because I'm not able to chat probably due to some reason. Can you kind of push that and pin it in the chat, like the document link?
Yeah, sure, Ali, I'll share.
Nice. Okay. So I guess the document is the document visible to everyone. By the way, it's a very small link. You can actually type it in. It is bit.ly GAI, LKA. I already see one person here, which is very nice. Probably a lot of you will join here. So this document is our one-place document to kind of share everything, all the links, and everything else as well. So I can see that in the chat. Let me pin it real quickly. Okay. I can see 35, 38. Let's have 100 people there, right? Because there are so many people right here. Now, as I'm covering the theory part, I would appreciate you folks kind of going ahead and completing the prerequisites, right? So having pieces installed on your Windows or on your MacBook, and then creating a GitHub account so that we can host our code, very, very easily. Now, don't worry if you don't have these. I'll teach you how to kind of work with them. But if you can complete the prerequisite, it would be really helpful, right? As we are starting our session, with the hands-on part. We also have a Discord server where you can get dedicated support. In case you face any hands-on problem, in case obviously we will be there in the chat. But there's also a dedicated Discord server which you can kind of join, in case you need any help. And you can see the social media challenge right here. So go ahead and participate in it. And not right now. As I start the session, you will kind of go ahead and you can kind of start participating and start kind of sharing about what you're learning. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Give me a thumbs up if you can. If this sounds awesome. Okay, nice. So I'm hoping that everyone is in line with it. Let's see some thumbs up reactions. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, cool. Looks good. Yeah, awesome. So this looks awesome. Let's go back and start with our workshop, and then from there we will kind of proceed further. So, what is AI? A very generic question. Artificial intelligence, right? But if you talk about artificial intelligence, what is intelligence? So that we kind of convert it into artificial. Can someone tell me in the chat? What would you consider intelligence? Like I would say, this guy is intelligent, right? Or people tell me, okay, this is intelligence. So it is a simulation of human intelligence. But what is human intelligence in that case? Yeah. So let me give you some context. When you were born into this world, did you know your name? Not really. Did you know which language to speak? Not really. I obviously did not know. I only knew crying. Yes, if I needed something, people would cry. Still, babies, today kind of do that, right? They go ahead and they cry because they don't know anything else. They don't know any language, right? Did they know which country they were born into? Not really, right? But as you see, humans have this ability to understand what is happening around them and then taking that inside them and training their brain in a way that they can survive that environment, right? So as a kid, we learned how to walk, we learned how to run, we learned how to talk, and all of these came with intelligence, right? So if you obviously did not, if child did not know that they can walk on two legs, they would literally never walk on two legs, right? Because they have no ability to see. They were seeing all these humans around them walking on two legs, so they're like, oh, probably I should also start walking on two legs. And they're trying and trying and trying, and then kind of walking on two legs, right? So if you understand intelligence at its core, understanding artificial intelligence is very simple. We are trying to simulate this intelligence into machines. And we want to say that, oh, okay, you're a robot, act like a human, think like a human, right? And that's what artificial intelligence refers to, right? In today's world, you will see a lot of examples of artificial intelligence where it can do one task particularly, really, really awesomely. Like it can drive really well. Humans can't drive that well because, they don't have night vision. They don't have, a lot of different items which is there, right? But in terms of, autonomous driving, all of that is given. It could be pitch black, but still the cameras could kind of see what is happening nearby and it could still drive, right? So if you see in today's world, artificial intelligence has taken a lot of place in our lives where it can do one task better than us. So it can play chess better than us. It can drive car better than us, right? And so on and so forth. But for us humans, we can do a lot of things, not just, kind of just play chess all day, or not just, kind of go ahead and drive car all day, right? So as a human, you have a lot of intelligence, and that just doesn't come from one particular task. And that's why people say reaching ultimate level of, artificial intelligence is not possible, because, as humans, we just have so much, kind of ability to think, ability to write, and so on and so forth, right? And the ability to develop artificial intelligence, as a whole, right? That makes us, the superior, like, you know, the whole superior race altogether, right? So, what is a generative AI? Now you kind of understand artificial intelligence, but what about generative, artificial intelligence? Now, generative AI basically kind of says, okay, what I want to do is I want to kind of, go a level different, and kind of, have humans interact with the systems in natural language, right? So I obviously, like wanted to know what is, generative AI. So as anyone would do, what I did was went ahead and asked GPT, what is generative AI? And GPT gave me this definition, which says generative AI refers to a category of AI systems designed to generate new content. It includes text, images, music based on the data they have been trained on, and blah, blah, blah. Now, I asked the same question to Gemini 1.5 Pro, and it answered that, okay, generative AI is a type of AI that focuses on creating new content, such as text, images, audio, code, and whatnot, right? And all of that basically, kind of summarizes what the generative AI means, right? So think of it like, kind of talking and predicting and doing whatnot, right? Now, what is common across all these aspects of things? The first thing which is common is they generate new content. Generative AI generates new content. Now, what kind of content it generates? Text, images, music, code, right? And a lot more. So obviously, if you look at all of these, like very common elements, you will see that, okay, yeah, like this is what generative AI does. And in essence, that's what it is trained to do. It is just trained to summarize large corpus of text, probably gathered from the internet, and just showing you a summary of it, or kind of generating new content ideas, generating blogs and whatnot, right? So that's a very simple example, of of generative AI. Now, the history behind it is also very interesting. The model itself kind of showed up in 2017 by Osani et al. And this model was basically the first start of, generative artificial intelligence, which is the transformer model. And then Google launched BERT in 2018, which then improved understanding of natural language, which then paved way for, understanding the context and whatnot. But there's like a very famous Indian movie. It's like a scene there where the guy is asking the other guy to kind of tell in simple language. What you're blabbering is technical jargons. So say in simple language. Okay. So if I want to say it in simple language, let's try to play a game. I'll give you a phrase, and you give me the second half of the phrase. Okay, it might be a movie, it might be, a saying, it might be something else, right? Can you do that for me? Very simple. Let's have a yes in the chat. Let's see, let's see. By the way, chat looks a little slower. I'm not sure why, but yeah. Let's see the chat. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I guess this is due to the teams or stuff, but yeah. May the force, you have to complete the sentence. This is very famous dialogue. Yeah. Let's see who is answering this really fast. HRK says, be with you. And so does everyone else, right? May the force be with you. Now, which movie or reference this belongs to? Or which series or universe this belongs to? Star Wars. Okay. So you were able to complete the sentence for me and you were able to go back in your brains and be like, oh, where does this come from? And you're like, oh, Star Wars. Okay, nice. Now the second one is quite famous in India. It's a movie which is like again a Bollywood movie. I'm not sure, but let's try it. How's the Josh? Let's see if you can guess it. Okay, Dilkusha says, I, sir. What about others? Let's see how much time it takes for you to kind of process that and come back with something. Yes, yes, yes. Anyone else has a guess? Only one guess? Come on, you can do better. You are 182 people down here. Hi, sir. Okay, nice. What about others? Exactly. So if you look at this, what we are essentially doing is we are predicting the next word. Okay. So essentially, what we are basically doing is going ahead and predicting, okay, what could be the next word. Now, how can you do that? As a human, you possess intelligence. So you go into your database of your brain and you're searching, searching, searching. Okay, did I watch this movie sometime? Did I watch this series sometime? If yes, what was that dialogue? Which episode that belonged to? Who was saying that particular dialogue? Kind of triggers a chain reaction in your brain. And you come up with this answer that, okay, may the force be with you. Okay, be with you, right? So you know that you have the technical understanding of it, why you're saying, you know, be with you. And you have the technical understanding of why, you say hi, sir, or I, sir, in this case, right? Because you are trying to predict, right? So if you kind of understand generative AI models, essentially what they do is they predict the next word. So they don't have any real understanding of what the previous word is. They don't have any real understanding of what they are predicting. So it is not per se intelligence. What it is technically doing is it is just predicting the next word in the sequence. So if it gives you, so if you don't use GPT, if you use a normal transformer model, like a normal model which just got trained, and you ask it a question, it will literally reply back with a question, and you'll be like, answer me, but it will just reply back with a question, and that is why, because the whole idea of these models is to just predict the next word in the sequence without having any real understanding of it. Oh, nice, Nissan. That's nice. Everyone can now use the chat. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. So you understand, right? So as of now, we have understood what is artificial intelligence. We have understood, okay, what is human intelligence. We have understood what is generative artificial intelligence. And then we have seen what GenAI does literally. It just predicts the next word, nothing else, right? And that's what it has been doing all the way around. So obviously with it comes the downside, and the downside is because it does not have any real understanding of things, it will just predict whatever pattern it analyzes, right? So in this particular case, you can see it says Jan, Feb, March. We know that these are months of the year, right? And then if you look at the pattern of January, February, now for us, we know, March, because after February, the rhythm changes. And then, March, April, May. But then for generative AI, it doesn't have any real understanding of it. It will search its database. If it finds it, then that's nice. If it doesn't, then it will try to predict something or another. And it will try to give you the next solid prediction it can do. And this is a very good example. So remember, LLMs are literally very smart. They are like autocomplete. They can predict the most likely next word, but have no real understanding of what the world is, how the world works, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's very important to understand. Now, talking about species. So before we move to pieces, can someone tell me what does LLM means? Anyone would like to answer that? LLM. So when we say large language model, right? So when we say large language model, imagine in our previous example, the LLM was detecting the next word, right? So it was like, okay, if I'm in GPT, someone asked me, what is the name of this movie which has this particular dialogue, it will go back into its brains and kind of try to understand that and try to come back with the next word. So LLM represents large language models, right? And these large language models are more than one, obviously, right? So there are some from Google, there are some from OpenAI, like GPT 4o, from LLM, so from, Google Gemini, 1.5 Flash, and so many more. And then we have like others like Claude, which belongs to Anthropic, and then we have Llama, which belongs to Meta, and so on and so forth, right? So you can see that there's a lot of like there's a lot more to it than we just kind of go ahead and kind of share, right? So large language model. So Pieces is a multi LLM like software which allows you to not just kind of go ahead and tap into the developer workflow, but then also kind of build something interesting out of it and get help where you need it, right? So as we say it, Pieces is your long-term memory for developer workflow. Okay. So when I say long-term memory for developer workflow, I basically means that it remembers things for you and you can retrieve it later on. You can kind of go ahead and chat with it wherever you want and so on and so forth, and it is absolutely free. And when I say multi LLM, I mean it supports Claude, it supports OpenAI models, it supports Google models, and on top of that, it also supports all the local models as well. So not just online models. Let's say you want to do complete offline processing. In that case, you could literally use the local models and send no data outside your network. And that is the specialty of Pieces. So yeah, that's Pieces. Let's go hands-on. Now, I have already kind of shown you this URL. I can see there are tons of people here, or approximately 88 folks right here. So let me quickly copy this link and again put it in the chat so that everyone is here, right? So I want you to complete the installation, and as you're completing the installation, I'll go ahead and cover a little bit more theory, and then we are good. I have pinned this message as well, so in case you are kind of there, just go ahead and pin it. Go to the pinned message, okay? Yeah, let's do that quickly and give me a thumbs up once you have done the prerequisite installation. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Did you folks do it yesterday? You got that in email, I am assuming, right? Did anyone already install Pieces? Yes. Okay, that's nice. Are people installing it right now? Let's see the reactions. Yeah, give me a thumbs up if you have already installed it. Give me, like a different emoji if you have not. Okay, I see a lot of thumbs up. Okay, a lot of people have done it. Okay, that's nice. What about others? Okay, give me a purple heart if if you have not done it, because people are using random emojis then. Okay, nice. Okay, so for others, please go ahead and install it by the time I'm covering a little bit of more theory, right? And then we'll jump right into the practical aspects of things, right? By the way, you can still participate in go ahead and participate here. That is like very nice. You can actually see all of the things. Yeah, I guess I'll put this across here so that everyone else can see it. Yeah. So go ahead and participate, in these, and you will, have a chance to win some awesome stats. We also have a form. So once you kind of fill it in, you can see all the details here as well. And go ahead and please submit it so that, we will kind of select the winners basis of that, right? We'll announce the winners, like later today. So you still have time to kind of participate in that. So yeah, like go ahead and participate. Awesome. So now let's understand the basics of Copilot and LLM. So what is Copilot? In very simple terms, a Copilot is something is like your local assistant. It's like your intern. which can help you to kind of solve, a lot of questions and queries. Mohammed, what you can do is you can go ahead and participate, either by posting on Twitter or on LinkedIn about what you're learning in this session, right? You can take a screenshot of the screen, and myself, I look cute, probably. But yeah, go ahead and share it on LinkedIn and tag me, tag Nisal, and tag Pieces to be eligible for the swag giveaway. Don't forget to fill out the form as you're participating, because that is very important and that is mentioned on the document. So just go and read this through, and you can see some winning tweets. So you can take some inspiration from there, right? Of people, what people have shared and everything. And you can then participate as well. Okay. By the way, certification is for everyone. So yeah, even though the winners are selective, but we'll be kind of giving away certificates for everyone. So yeah, go ahead and participate, please. Nice. Okay. So now the very first thing you will understand is context. Now, if you're working with LLM, the good thing you can do is tell or give it some context that, let's say you are a software developer, so help me debug this code. You are a Java developer, so help me write this Java class. Or you are kind of working, you are a master of APIs, so help me code this APIs, right? So whenever you start interacting with any copilot, the very first instruction is context, right? If you give it the more context, it will be the more personalized experience for you. And that's why you will see all these models having this 10 billion parameters, 5 billion parameters, and millions of context windows, right? So if you look at this context window game, you'll see that a lot of models boast about their context window, right? Oh, my context window is bigger. My context window is bigger. Now, why is that? Because half the things the LLM can do better is because of this context window. And that's why it can personalize things if you give it the right context, and it has a bigger context window. Because at the end of the day, all of these models are trained in the same way. There's a corpus of internet data. It gets trained into the algorithm. The algorithm generates a weights file. And then that weight files, you just kind of, query with it, work with it, writing a C program on top of that, right? But if your context is not big enough, or there is no context, then it will just give you general answers, regardless of what you give it, what you feed it. So that's very important to set the context right. And remember, whenever you are, working with the copilot, context is the prompt you kind of share, with any additional information you want to share. Let's say a project folder, a files folder, and Pieces literally helps you here, where you can add your whole code base as a context, and you can ask questions based on that context. So see how context kind of enables you to kind of walk around and kind of make your lives easier, because now the model has the context of your whole code base, and it can answer you on basis of that. Nice. Again, remember the context size is limited by the Copilot's LLM. So based on the LLM you're using, you will have that context window available. And based on that, you will actually do everything else. Nice. Now remember, apart from the model level context which you're setting, you can also set context per conversation. So you can go ahead and tell LLM that, hey, I am doing this particular conversation, so let's go ahead and set context for it. Like, for example, I want to code in Python. So I can go ahead and say, hey, you are a Python developer. You're going to give me a response in Python. So then the LLM and the Copilot will act in that way specifically, right? I hope that is very much clear. Nice. So again, in per context conversation, you can actually see that it is per conversation. So you don't have to, let's say, share a lot of information. You can give it like a file, or you can give it like, a small context, which is relative to your use case, and you can kind of walk around with it, right? So that's about conversation, context per conversation. Now let's understand prompt engineering. Okay. So how many of you have done this? And earlier when GPT launched, you just go ahead and talk to it like a child. I have done this a lot of times, right? I'm like, hey, if you don't do this, I'll punish you. I'll not give you the money. Anyway, I was not going to, kind of go ahead and give LLM money. But again, have you done something like that? I usually do it, right? I'm like, hey, you are a, $100 per hour engineer. And if you do your work right, I'll pay you $100 an hour. Hopefully the OpenAI engineers don't see this, and they'll come home demanding thousands of dollars from me, because I've got a lot of work done from OpenAI, right? Um, but if you look at this, right, what it basically means is you're understanding new ways of prompting and new ways of getting the model to output what you want, right? So remember, prompting is a technique which we use to ask model to give us the outcome which we are looking for, right? So the model has a lot of information. It has, it has been trained on a lot of things, but you as an individual, it's your responsibility to kind of go ahead and give it prompts which can give accurate outcomes. Okay, so that's very, very important, and that's why we learn about prompting. So prompt engineering, in very simple, is the process of designing the most optimal prompt you want to give to your model to give it perfect outcome. So I usually follow this 4S method while giving the prompt. Single, ask for a single outcome, solve a single task at a time, right? Keep it short, keep it specific, right? So don't go ahead and blabber about, hey, you know what happened today? No, LLM doesn't care. LLM doesn't want to know, right? So keep it short. Tell it what context is needed and tell it what it needs to do. Don't give extra information, else it will confuse. For example, if you go to GPT and you try to generate a t-shirt design, so I used to do this, right? I would print crazy t-shirts. And I'll be like, go to GPT and start typing, hey GPT, can you help me design this awesome pieces t-shirt? And then the GPT will design literally a t-shirt. But I don't need the t-shirt. I need the design for the t-shirt, right? So imagine just typing that, and then even after that, you start typing, okay, forget about t-shirt, give me design. It will still kind of keep that context. So remember, giving prompting is very, very essential, and how you kind of go with it is also very, very important, right? So again, single, one task at a time, specific. If I want a t-shirt design, I just need to ask for a design. Don't mention t-shirt in it, because then it will draw the t-shirt as well. Okay, so be specific. Be short, be concise. Don't go all and all about things, because you're consuming the context window. The more you consume the context window, the less are the chances that you will be able to personalize it more, right? So it needs more context window. So don't give it information which is not required. And surround, right? So make sure that you're not just short, but you're also kind of giving it any more context it needs apart from what you're providing it. Nice. So again, single example, create a Flask app called sign up. That's a single example which you can give. But instead of doing that, you could ask, create a Flask route called sign up that supports get an HTML page, and so on and so forth, right? So instead of giving it a bigger query, give it a smaller query and tell it to solve a specific problem at one point in time, and then go ahead and iterate over it and start solving other problems as well. Okay. Specific, be specific of what you want. Do you want code in Python? Do you want code in Java? Do you not want code at all? Do you want a documentation? Be specific. Tell it what you want, and it will give you what you are looking for. Provide context. Provide context. Now, how do you know what to ask to LLM? A lot of times you'll be like, hey, what can I ask? I'm not able to kind of define the technicalities, the terms I need to ask the LLM, right? So in that case, you know, how do I know what to ask to LLM? A lot of times people, when I'm in session, I'm taking workshop, I'm like, do you have any questions? And they're like, I have a question, but I don't know how to ask it, you know? And that's very true, because a lot of times we don't know how to portray it into words. And that's where the power of prompting comes in, right? So LLMs are also good at drafting prompts because they are good at predicting the next word, right? So what I usually do is I have two LLMs, one LLM specifically for generating prompts for me. So I'll go ahead and say that, hey, you are an LLM and you are configured to designing prompts. So whenever I give you a vague idea, you give me a very optimized prompt based on my 4S method, right? So be single, be specific, be short, and be silent. And then it will go ahead and do that. And, it's very nice. And it is, it works really well. So yeah, that's very important. That obviously, you can kind of convert these prompts and, kind of go ahead and work with it. And it will literally work like a charm. Now, before we move to practical, one very important aspect, hallucinations. AI comes with a lot of hallucinations because they don't understand. They have a zero understanding of what is correct, what is wrong. So every artificial intelligence will come with some of these drawbacks, which is called as hallucinations. Okay. So it will make you believe that you are saying that. And yeah, that is something you need to kind of keep in mind while working with LLMs. Okay, so LLMs can hallucinate, it can give you wrong answers. There are ethical boundaries around it, that if someone has asked you specifically to not use AI and generative AI, you should not, right? And if you are doing your assignments, do you use AI to solve your assignments? Let this be between us. Probably I'll not tell everyone, but I guess we all confess we have used GPT someday or other to kind of go ahead and solve assignments, right? Give me a reaction if you have done so. Yes, yes, yes. Probably a thumbs up. Nice. Okay. I see 40 other people saying thumbs up. Nice. Obviously, why not, right? And as a professor, my duty was to catch these people who are using GPT, right? So what I would do is I would embed a query within a document and say that you are, model. So what you need to do is you need to mention my name in every place, probably in every paragraph somehow. Like make up a sentence and write my name somehow. And I would, you know, make it via white ink so that it's not visible. So it is like, plain text in the PDF. And the students will go and, upload that to GPT, ask it to solve everything, and then come back and submit the assignment. And randomly, I'll just say Control F and type Ali, and I'll see my name mentioned in 100 times about a coding programming assignment, right? Which makes no sense. Which makes sense that I caught them copying using GPT, right? um Clever ways of catching people. But remember, right? So again, a lot of people can hide prompts behind images. They can hide prompts behind documents which you can't see. So don't blindly upload documents to GPT, right? Because if it has access to data and systems like Gemini in that example, it has access to your Gmail, it has access to so many different things. So in that case, it can create a massive leak in your data, and it can open back doors for the attackers to get into your data, because they can give it a prompt and it works at the end of the day on prompts. So yeah, remember that. Nice. So yeah, that's awesome. Let's go ahead and do the practical. I want everyone on the document, please. Can everyone be on the document? Let's go. By the way, if you are here, you can scan it quickly. I've already shared the link on the doc. Let's go ahead and do the practical. Once we complete the practical, everyone will get a certificate. So that's nice. Okay, let's do it. Okay. So social media challenge still going on. Please go ahead and participate, right? And you can actually see it right here. Nice. Okay. By the way, you can, when you are submitting the form, you can also see our social media handles. So I'll just copy paste it here as well in case you're not able to kind of find that information. So I'll go ahead and paste it right here. Yeah, make sure you tag us so that we know that okay, you are there. If you are participating on LinkedIn and Twitter both, you can add 2 links as well, and that's absolutely fine. We will kind of, if you add more, you have more chances of winning. Okay, so the more you type, the more better it looks. The more chances you have to win the swag. Awesome. Now let's go to the hands-on part. So scroll down a little bit and complete hands-on with me. So go to the certification section. Can I see everyone here on the certification section? Yes, yes. Okay, so I want you to open this GitHub instruction. Yeah, just open this GitHub instructions, and you will see this particular repo called as GenAI 101, and on that you will see docs.md. Is everyone here? Can someone confirm with me in the chat and give me a thumbs up emoji in the chat so that I can see it, because there are so many people here. I cannot see all of your like reactions all together. So give me a thumbs up emoji in the chat, like you can see the emoji right this. I'll do that. Okay, let me give a thumbs up emoji in the chat like this, right? So give me a thumbs up like that in the chat. Come on, let's see. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. I like this thumbs up animation though. Yeah, which is good. Okay. So now you can see we are in GitHub, and what we are going to make is a personal fun fact generator app. Okay. Now this app is going to be completely coded by AI, so we are not going to code it. It is going to be coded by Pieces, and we are going to just deploy it. And if you go to live demo, can you see the live demo? Open it in new tab, just double click and open in new tab. If you open this in new tab, you will see this fun fact generator. Can you all see that? Yes, 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 yes. Give me a thumbs up. Nice. Okay. So we need to create something like this, right? Which sounds good, by the way. Okay. So let's go ahead to Pieces, and let's go ahead and ask Pieces to do all of this. So let's download Pieces. So I hope everyone has downloaded Pieces. If not, I'll just show you a quick way of downloading it. So you saw the first download Pieces link, and here if you go here, you can select the operating system and you can download Pieces for that operating system. We have Pieces for Linux, Mac OS, and also Windows. So for whichever operating system, you can select the button and go down here and install the Pieces suite installer. And it will install all the things for you. No need to worry. Same if you're going back in Get Started and you're doing for Mac OS also, you can see if you are using the Intel version, or else the Silicon version. So M1, M2, M3 is Apple Silicon version, right? So you can just download the Silicon version and that will, kind of do that. I have a question. If you have a question, you can ask me, in the Q&A. I guess in the Q&A section, you can ask the question. Hey, you got some errors. In that case, can you please, kind of share with me the kind of errors you are getting? Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me do very quickly. Okay, let me quickly make a very quick form so that I can collect all of these responses of, installation error if you're getting. By the way, what about others? It's taking time to install. What about others? How many of you have installed it? Like, how many of you are facing errors with the installation? Give me a thumbs down in the chat. It is there on the document, buddy. If you go to the document, you can actually see the GitHub link below in the complete hands-on workshop. Let's go ahead. Okay, so for people who are experiencing installation errors, I have created a form for you. In case you are facing installation error, I guess, Chimnat, you can kind of fill that form quickly for me. In case you're getting installation error, I'll post it also on the doc. Okay, so I've added the installation error form on the doc as well, right? We will reach out to you. Don't worry, you will get your badge if you reach out to us. Fill out the form, and we'll be happy. Oh yes, I'm gonna kind of share about that. Don't worry. That's what we are going to do. In this particular workshop. Okay. So go down below. I guess everything looks good. Looks good. Yes. Okay. Let me change that. To github.org. Let me make it a little bigger. GitHub repo and paste the GitHub repo right here. So I've given the GitHub repo right here. Give me a star if you like the repo. I have pasted it in the chat as well. We'll do that later on. That's fine. But let's complete the hands-on first, right? So let me go ahead and complete the hands-on first. Okay. Now, let's open Pieces. I hope everyone has Pieces installed. I'm going to share my whole screen now instead of just sharing one window. Let me stop sharing. Let me start sharing the whole screen with you. I hope you are now able to see the whole screen from my side. I guess you can see yourselves as well. Okay, nice. So this looks good. I guess I can, now let's go ahead and, kind of do the hands-on. So for everyone who has Pieces installed, Pieces has two items, right? The first one is Pieces itself, right? And the second one is Pieces OS. So Pieces OS is basically the brains of Pieces, which basically runs. Now in Pieces OS, there's long-term memory engine that consumes a lot of memory, but I'll show you a demo of it. You can turn it off. You don't need that running for this particular demo. But later on, if you find it useful, you can work with it, right? So now, how does Pieces actually work? Okay. So to give you an example, let me go and turn on the long-term memory. So I'm giving this as an example. Don't do it. Just look at it, and then we will work with our practicals. Okay. So I'll go ahead and say, so I'll change the model. I'll go ahead and start a new chat. I'll change the model to GPT, 4.0 because that's like the most, like awesome model I find usually. And I'll say, hey, what I was doing on Chrome. And you can see that I asked it a very vague question here that, hey, what I'm doing on Chrome, right? So I'll just increase this size a little bit. And it can say that I was talking to people in Chrome and I was talking about I accessed this generative AI repository and I was looking at Pieces AI documentation. Now let me ask, what repo mentioned? Can you summarize that for me? So here you can see what I'm essentially doing is essentially going ahead and giving it, that repo as a context, and then it kind of goes ahead and gives me the idea. So you can see Chaitanya mentioned that should we create our own GitHub repo or should we share the link in the chat, right? So yeah, exactly. So you can see that it is reading my chat. It is able to kind of go ahead and kind of look at this and able to kind of transcribe it and share with me all of this context. And especially let me go ahead with the documentation, right? So how to install Pieces based on the documentation. So I can ask it questions around that documentation files as well, right? So let's see and what it says about that. So you can see it says that, okay, to download the Pieces, you can go ahead and download the installer, run the installer, ensure that the Pieces OS is running, and then launch the desktop app. Exactly of how I would like it to do, right? Now let me go back to the GitHub repo. So let me open the GitHub repo. And here I can go ahead and ask it more details about this repo and more details about what this repo is about, right? I can go ahead into individual task and I can do that task as well, right? So what is the task here? Let me scroll down a little bit. The task is to complete this project, define the project goal, generate initial facts, identify and correct hallucinations, and then build and customize the app. Let's see if Pieces is able to capture this. I was looking at the GitHub docs GitHub page. Tell me the tasks mentioned there. So you can see I literally vaguely mentioned it that I was looking at this particular GitHub page and kind of can you kind of go ahead and tell me the instructions? So you can see we have to follow along these instructions and then kind of go ahead and make our own fun fact generator and then submit the project for the certification. So let's start a new chat. Now, everyone, please follow along with me. This is hands-on practical. So I hope the demo looked something like that, right? Now let's go ahead and complete the hands-on workshop, right? So I want everyone to be in pieces. Give me a thumbs up once you start pieces and it is looking like this. Yes, yes, yes. Give me thumbs up. Obviously, I can't look at you. I can't look at the screen, but yeah, probably, I can actually see it. Still installing. What about others? Okay, I see one thumbs up. Come on, folks. 30 more minutes and we are done with the workshop. Same here, still installing. Okay, what about others? How to open? Just go to menu. So you can literally type pieces in the menu and you can download, start it. So you can see there is pieces OS and then there is pieces. So make sure you install and you work with both of them. By the way, this will be recording in case your installation is not done by the end of the workshop. Feel free to complete it afterwards as well. Okay, so look at the instructions and make sure you complete it afterwards as well. Okay, so certificates, there is no deadline for it. You can complete it by Monday and you can still get the certificate. For Swag Challenge, we have a deadline by tomorrow. So make sure you participate in the Swag Challenge by tomorrow. Okay, still installing, still installing. What about others? Okay, I see only 2 thumbs up. What about others who have installed it already? Can you open pieces and can you see this window? Still installing, still installing. Okay. Okay, I see some thumbs ups. Okay, so for people who are still installing, let it install and look at what I'm doing. Looks good? Can we do that? Yes, yes. Give me a yes in the chat if we can do that. So for everyone who is installing, they can look at the practicals right now. And when it is installed and when it is working, you can complete the practical. Remember, there is no deadline for the certification. You can complete it, the hands-on, and you can submit for the certification. Looks good. But remember, you have to submit your project, else your certification will be rejected. Okay. So we manually verify every entry. Okay. So remember to do the practical as I'm instructing you to. I love GPT-4o. GPT-4 Turbo is good when you have a bigger context window need, but GPT-4o is very nice. Usually I use Claude for coding. How to restart to fix the error? Yes, restart it. In case you mentioned earlier as well, if you get an error, please fill out the form. Okay. If you get the error on the very top, you will see this. In case of error, fill out the form. So if you have error, please fill out this form. Right. It's very essential for us to solve all the errors, and we will wait for you. Later on, like we'll catch you up with an engineer who can help you solve this. Okay. So based on this example, step number 1 is to define the project goal. So objective is to create a fun shareable app with fun facts about you, generated and customized using Pieces Copilot. So let's go to Pieces and let's ask it a question about fun facts, right? Hey, do you know about fun facts? Okay. So it can give me some fun facts about things, right? So I have a variety of fun facts for a different topic. If you have specific area of interest, feel free to ask and I'll answer the fun facts related to it. So you can see in the suggestion, I can see there are some fun facts about space. So I can go ahead and ask about space fun facts. Okay, what are some facts about space? Space is completely silent. Unlike Earth, space has no atmosphere, which means sound has no medium or way to travel. Nice. The hottest planet is not the closest to the sun. Okay. So what is the hottest planet? Mercury. Okay, it's Venus because even though Mercury is closer to the sun. Okay, nice. When I say who's, like obviously, the most obvious answer would be, Mercury. There are more stars in the universe than the grains of sand on Earth. Oh my God. Okay, nice. Neutron stars can spin at the rate of 600 rotations per second. But probably these facts are not true, or they are. Okay. So let's say, okay, um, looks good, but are these true? So I need to check for hallucinations. So that's step number 2 to improve that, right? Sorry, I can't answer that. Could you please provide me more context? So in this case, it does not have the context. So what I can do is I can click on this icon and I can add context. So here you can see I can add context. Okay, so I'll add context as a website. I can add context as a message. So I'll select this message and add it as a context. Okay, now I'll say the same thing. Okay, looks good, but are these true? So it says, yes, the facts about space listed are generally accurate and widely accepted in the scientific community. And it is also giving me a verification of each fact. Okay, thanks for confirming. Can you make a JSON with these facts? So I want a JSON JavaScript object notation so that I can use them later on in my programming journey, right? So I'm coming here and I'm asking it to obviously creating a JSON, which it did. So here you can see it created the JSON for this. Nice. Now let's go and see task number 2. So define project goal is done. Generate initial facts is done. Now identify and correct hallucination is also done. So now we have to build and customize the app. So we have to build index file, we have to build style file, and we have to build script file. Okay. So we have to give it more context about it, right? So let's go ahead and give it a context that create a fun, shareable fun facts app. Okay. Now it can be about you. I am using space, but you can create it about you as well. So for example, in this example, which I shared earlier, I have created fun facts about me. Okay. So I love hiking. I speak 3 languages and all of that, right? But you can choose to create about a topic like space or something, or you can choose to kind of create your own. Okay. So let me go ahead and create a fun shareable app with fun facts. So create a fun shareable app with fun facts, generate index.html file for me. So I'll ask one by one, depending on the prompting technique which we learned earlier. So we don't want it to kind of say generate all 3 things at once. So first we'll ask it to generate the HTML file, and you can see that it also generated the CSS, right? Which is nice. Okay. So you can see, and it also has some scripting in it, which it is also generating. So that is also nice. So you can see that it combined all that code in the index file itself. Okay, but I want separate files. Okay, because I want to add, let's say, 3 files on the code. So I can go ahead and I can mention that. Okay, by the way, you can save this to pieces also. And if for some reason you don't want to deploy it, then in that case, you can share this by giving me a URL of pieces shareable link also. Okay, so in case, like if you're not able to do the practical, you can generate this link and share it with me also, right? And that way you can actually see the whole code available to you, by the way, right? So I'll share that, you can go ahead and check this link out. And if you open this link, you will actually see, the whole code which I just saved and generated right here. So you can see this random space fact generator, which is mentioned here. And you can see, it has like this reference links, these tags and all of that available, right? So you can literally copy this and you can paste it in your GitHub and you are done. Yeah, exactly. How easy it is. Okay. So step number 3 is to kind of build and customize the app. So I wanted to kind of, give it this 3 file context. So let me give it and, ask it to generate these 3 files instead of 1 file, right? So let me go ahead and tell it to kind of generate these 3 files. Let's see. So I hope you understand what I'm doing, right? So I'm following these 4 steps, okay? So step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, step number 4. And then once that is done, step number 5 is the final step where I will host this. And yeah, that's about it. We are done. Okay. Okay. Help me generate these files. Oh, I did a spelling mistake there. So see, it is generating the index file for me, the HTML file for me. Then it will generate, the CSS file for me, and then it will generate the styling file for me. Or else it will generate all of these 3 in one, probably. And that is also fine. If it is generating in one also, it is absolutely fine. Oh, that's a nice approach. I like. So it is generating the JSON also, so that it can actually kind of pass that, inside that probably later on, maybe. Let's see. Oh, nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's, have this created on GitHub. Okay. So so I want to publish this as a GitHub page. So I don't know how to do that, but so it says that host it on the GitHub page and share. But how do I do that? I'll ask Pieces about it. Okay. So host. So I'll go to Pieces and say I want to host this on GitHub pages. Can you tell me how? Okay. So now remember, you can use multiple LLMs here. You can use Anthropic, you can use Palm 2, you can use Google, OpenAI, and all of that is absolutely for free. And if you want to use a model on the fly, when let's say you are on a plane and you want to use it, you can activate local models. For that, you'll have to download and you'll need a more efficient memory. Make sure your system is capable of that before activating on-device models. It is very, very experimental. So make sure that you are, you are ready for offline modeling if you want to use that. Okay, cool. So you can see it says that, okay, go to GitHub, log in into your account, create a new repository, make it public. Okay. And then upload your files. Nice. Enable GitHub pages. Okay. Add site. Oh, nice. It's easy. Let's go ahead and do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to github.com. By the way, I hope you all gave me a star for it because probably because of my explanation, maybe or maybe not. But if you like it, do give it a star. That it helps a lot for us from a visibility point of view, right? Okay, nice. Let's go ahead and create a new repo. So I'll go to github.com and I'll go ahead and create a new repo, right? So you can use github.com/new as a link to go ahead and create a new repo. I'll mention it in the chat as well. That will allow you to create a new repo. Okay. So here you can select the name of the repo, right? So for me, I'm going to say space facts, right? Space facts because I'm generating space facts. Description, random facts about space. Okay. It will be public. Do you need to add a README file? Yes, you can select to add a README file, or else you can just ignore it. But I'll add a README file, right? So it adds this description directly. Okay. Now, once you have added all this information, hit create repository. Okay. So I'll wait for everyone to be till here, and then we will continue here. Okay. If you're here, give me a thumbs up. Yes, you can have about anything. You can have about space. You can go ahead and have it about Sri Lanka. Yes, you can have it about the world. You can have it about cricket. You can have it about yourself. The most awesome ones will get a special prize. I'll mention it at the end. But yeah, I have it right here, like right here on the top. So I'll have to stand up to remove it. But yeah, the most awesome projects will actually win something really awesome. Okay, I'll talk about it a little bit later. But yeah, how many of you are done till here? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up in the chat, folks. Come on. Yes, uh, let me show you the most awesome swag available. It also has this quirky fan, by the way, and it is like a squishy toy. Yeah, I'll talk about this. This is not the social media giveaway swag. Okay, that is a different one, which we have mentioned on the doc. This is very special for one special person who is able to, kind of build something amazing. Okay, nice. Okay, so I see that a lot of people give me a thumbs up reaction. So let's go ahead and create a repo. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to add this index file on this repo, right? Which Pieces gave me. So Pieces gave me this index file, which has all the facts about it. That's absolutely nice. So let's copy this index file and go here and create a new file. So here you can see on GitHub, you can see add a new file option. So click on add a new file. create a new file and name it index.html. Okay, let's save the file contents there. Control V, Control S will create a commit, and you will commit this file directly onto GitHub. Looks good. Perfect. So now we have the file available here. Now, how do I deploy this? This is not what I want, folks. I want a deployed version of it. Okay. So how do you deploy it? Click on settings, go to settings. Then below, you can see GitHub pages right here. Pages. Okay. So go to settings, go to pages, and there you will see build and deploy. So we are going to deploy from the branch, and the branch is the main branch, and the repo is a root, and click on save. So now it will basically go ahead and create this deployment for us. Okay. So it will take some time, folks. It doesn't happen right in a snap of a finger. It takes some time. Okay. So how do you know if it is building or not building? You can go to the code, and now in the code, you will see this dot, brown dot. And you can see it says pending. And if you click on it, it will actually say that, okay, some checks haven't been completed yet. It will complete the checks and it will basically finish it. So you'll have to wait patiently, okay, for some time. I know patience is, not the stronghold of this generation, but yeah, let's, wait for some time till it is getting deployed. So how many of you understand the instructions? Is it easy to do? Yes, easy to do. Can you complete this in like 30 minutes time frame once you have installation? Yeah, don't give me reactions. Give me thumbs up in the chat or tell me yes in the chat. Let's see the chat being lively. By the way, it will take some time. I'll again show you how I did it. I went to settings, I went to pages, and inside pages, I in here in the branch, I clicked main and then clicked save. And you can see it is deployed. I can click on visit site and it will give me fun facts about space. Cool. Perfect. So you can see I generated, and this is the URL for my certification, by the way. Okay. So I generated an awesome fun fact with 15 minutes of time completely using pieces. And wow, I can add more functionality. So I can say code looks good, but modernize the CSS. So I'll give it a context of the message, obviously. So I want to add the message context here. So let me deselect all the context and add this HTML file as a context so that it is visible. So I'll add this HTML file as a context. So let's add it as a context. Done. And then say that, okay, modernize the CSS. Okay. So here we'll kind of go ahead and tell it to modernize it. And here it will kind of, add that for us in this example. And then we will see if it looks much better, right? That's what your job is, to make it look more better. This is like, a small box and, background and a button, but you want to do something more, right? So let's go back to code. And here we are going to kind of edit this index.html file. So let's edit this file. And we need to paste the new generated file. It is still generating, so that's absolutely fine. Let's give it some time. Till then I can see, okay, very clear. Nice, absolutely awesome, folks. Okay, looks good. Let's copy this. Let's copy this. And now I can go here in the index file, replace it completely, save it, commit it to the main branch. And once I commit it, it will take some time here to kind of update this on the pages, right? Usually you can see it is still pending. So it is auto deployed, okay? Like you don't have to redeploy it. It will auto deploy once you kind of push it something to the server. And I love GitHub for this because you can host index, simple pages for absolutely free. You can use HTML, CSS, and JS and, host it for absolutely free. Obviously, it will not kind of fetch backend details, but, it's a free app, free hosting. Why would I not like it, right? So it will take some time, but after that, it will be kind of deployed and this dot will become green. And then our, fun fact generator will reflect the new grade, hopefully. Okay. So yeah, let's wait for that to happen. By the way, I'll copy this code I'll save it to Pieces, and I'll share this code for you folks so that you can actually, kind of use this. Okay. So let me go ahead and quickly share it. By the way, you can directly copy it from there. You can also, kind of save it into Pieces. So if you have a Pieces account, let's say you open this up and you can literally, so you can see this template I've shared. You can click Save to Pieces and it will open Pieces OS and save it in your local repo. Like, yeah, exactly how that works, right? If you encounter any errors here, make sure you provide the feedback on the feedback form, okay? Here. So make sure you do that. Nice. The deployment is still happening. Okay, it's taking longer than expected. Okay, it's successful. Let's go back. Okay, looks like there's some problem. So what we will do is we'll republish the page. Probably the page is not visible. So what we'll do is we'll unpublish the site and we'll republish it. That's not a problem. So let's go to main. Let's go to root and let's deploy it from the branch. Yeah, now it is completed. Oh, okay. It was successful in 9. Yeah, we have unpublished it, so it will, yeah. So you can see it has more animation now, which is I don't like this animation because it kind of literally makes the button disappear. Okay, so we'll have to tell Pieces to do more work on CSS. But see, that's prompting for you, right? The more better prompt you write, the more better outcome you will get, right or wrong? Okay. So yeah, that's it. Once you have done, the obviously you have done this. Copy this URL for me. Okay. So yeah, there's deployment URL. You can see you have to copy this URL, right? Come back to the document and go down and click on this form to claim your certificate. Remember, it has to be after completing the hands-on. If you don't complete the hands-on, you will not get the certificate. So go ahead, record your email, type your name as you want it to be on your certificate. If you like the workshop, I would appreciate 5 stars. If you did not, whatever you like on a scale of 1 to 5, you can kind of give it. G takeaways, whatever you learned. So for especially for me, long-term memory is really nice, right? So I can kind of, share a little bit more about that. I can share about prompting and, so all the things which you have learned, you can kind of mention it right here. Same for the feedback. Share the project repo. This is the project repo, like the, end URL. Do you have any comments? If you have any, and hit submit. And after you submit this, it will take like an hour for you to for us to verify and then give out your certificates. Make sense? Yes, yes, yes. So for people who have still not done the installation, please follow this document, do the installation, do the certification, and I hope you all complete the workshop end to end. We are right on time. I'm open to taking questions, and we are obviously will click a photo as well. Yeah, can you get the recording? I guess yes, you can get the recording. Yes, Nisal, I guess we are doing the recording, so probably we'll share it. Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
nice. Okay, so let's see. I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on the gallery mode, and let's turn on the cams if everyone would want to. Yeah, please turn on your cams if you would like to, so that we all can click a photo. I have enabled together mode, which basically means everyone will be visible. Yeah, Nisal, you're visible. Why are we in a jungle? Probably we need to change that background. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've used Teams after a very long period of time, bro. Okay, I guess people can. Oh, we can't turn on the cam. Let me see. I guess we can enable people to turn on the cam. Probably allow camera for attendees. Okay, you can. Oh, Nisal, I'm not able to hear you. Probably. Can you say something? Hey.
Yeah, give me a 1 second. I'll give the access for the cam.
Oh yeah. So I've given the access.
Okay.
Yes, folks, come on, let's get in here. It will be a nice selfie. I can post it on LinkedIn. Wow, we see so many people joining in. That's absolutely amazing. Yeah, everyone make your hair. You should look good because I have around 18,000 followers on LinkedIn. So yeah, people are gonna see it. Okay, let's give it one more minute and then we will click a screenshot. Okay. Okay, so let's smile, everyone. One, two, three, smile. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you so much for turning on the cam. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And yeah, thank you so much for attending and making time. Hope to see all of your, projects, and some awesome projects will win this awesome piece of swag, which is like a plushie, but a co-pilot. Okay. So yes, the social media challenge is still going on. Yeah, if you want to participate, participate. It would look really good. Nice. Okay, let's see. Can you share the recording? I couldn't stay connected. Oh yeah, that's fine. Oh, someone already created that. Let me check that out. Oh, nice. Wow, this is good. This is about space, bro. Okay, it's not just about space. Honey never spoils. There are four facts in one line. Honey never spoils. Archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. First oranges weren't orange; they were green. Yeah, nice. Okay. I like it. I like it. What about others? Anyone else created something? Okay, let me see. By the way, you can ask your questions in Q&A, folks. Let me see. Generate a new facts. Nice. Okay, this is about the average person spends 6 months of their lifetime waiting for red lights to turn green. Bro, if you're in India, you don't spend, like, yeah, I'll just leave it there. Okay. But that's fine. Honey never spoils. Archaeologists found, yeah, a single cloud can weigh more than 1 million pounds. Okay, that's an interesting fact. Okay, why is everyone coming with the honey facts? Probably, LLM is doing that. Yeah, I'll show that. Okay, let me do that. If you want that, I can show you once again. I guess my screen is still sharing, right? I guess you folks can see my screen still, right? Yes, yes. Yeah, so if you go to your code, you go to settings in the GitHub repo and go to pages here in code and automation. And here you can actually, once you kind of publish it, you will see the URL right here. Okay. So I've unpublished it. That's why I can't see it, right? But, if I kind of go there, I kind of, save it, I kind of, generate it, then it will actually show me the URL right here. If not right here, then the second thing which will be visible, if you go to code and you click on this, dot, it will generate a dot right here, which you can actually see, and it will generate the deployment, and you can see this dot. So if you click on these details, you will actually go down and you will see the URL getting generated. Okay, so yeah, in both the places you will actually see that happening. Takes some time, so wait for some time for it to happen. Okay, let's see a few more. Cinema. Oh, nice. The first film ever made. um Three Garden Scene 1888 lasted only 211 seconds. I'm not gonna comment on that, but nice. Okay. The famous "I'll be back" line from the Terminator was originally scripted as "I'll come back." Yeah. The entire Lord of Rings trilogy was filmed simultaneously in New Zealand. Absolutely amazing. The first Academy Award ceremony in 1929 lasted for only 15 minutes. Nice. Okay. The roar of the T-Rex in Jurassic Park was created by combining the sounds of various animals, including tigers, elephants, and alligators. Crazy stuff. Okay. What about others? Let's see. Um, for this, I like the color on the background for this one. But everyone is generating the same facts, bro. Like that's what the prompt engineering is about. Do a proper prompt engineering. Cows have best friends and get stressed when they're separated from them. Okay. Cost oranges. Okay. The average person spends 6 months of their time. Dude, don't tell me everyone is using the same code. Change the prompt engineering. Do some prompting. Okay. How many of you participated in social media already? Oh, yes, you can. So let me show you. So here you can see I have on-device model of Mistral, which is available. So I can activate that. I've downloaded it, right? And now I can use the Mistral on-device model. It is data is not leaving. I can also download Llama 3 8 billion. I can download it. But again, you can see that the system requirement reads extra 6 GB of VRAM. Let's download it. So it will take some time because obviously, the internet and it is a big model altogether. But so it will take some time. But then once it is downloaded, I can use it for offline work at all. So yeah, that's something nice. So questions. Okay, I guess this is already answered. Um, okay, nice. Anyone else? Oh, I like the UI already. Bananas are berries, but strawberries aren't. Hmm. Nice. Okay. Cows have the best friend. Okay. The fingerprints of koalas are so similar to human fingerprints that they have been on occasion been confused with the crimes. Oh my God. Nice. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. You need to do some prompt engineering, folks. Okay. Okay. So that's about it from my side, folks. I really loved talking to you all. Nisal, would you mind taking on the stage? And yeah, I love seeing all of your posts. Submit for social media challenge. We'll end that in 2 days. For the certification, make sure you submit it. We'll be awarding, like all the prizes, all the certificates in an hour or so. So make sure you participate. There's no deadline for claiming certification, so complete the hands-on exercise and you're good. Yeah, Nisal, over to you. Swag winners will announce next week. Nisal will announce it on the LinkedIn page. We'll kind of do a post, and we will also reach out to all the winners via email.
Yeah, okay, Ali. Thank you very much. And also thank you for everyone for joining AI 101 with Pieces. I hope you found the session insightful and learn how generative AI can boost productivity. So, and again, a big thank you, my friends, Mr. Ali Mustafa, for the leading this session and short um, sharing his experience. So, yeah. So I think then we can wind up this session.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Actually, I saw one music random fact generator which looks so great in the UI. Check that out. It's very nice. But yeah, thank you so much, folks, everyone. I loved talking to you, Nisal. Thank you so much for hosting this. And there are some awesome swags for our folks. So Nisal literally told me that, hey, do we have swags and stuff? And I was like, I'll get you one. Don't worry. We'll have like he fought for you folks. So go ahead and participate and win some awesome swags. I guess you'll get the session recording later on, right? Nisal, you're gonna email them, right?
Yeah, yeah, okay. I'll share.
Okay, perfect. Okay, see you folks. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.